Hi there and welcome to this video. In this Vultr tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to use Vultr. You're going to see how you can use the dashboard, how you can spin up a server, and anything else that I will deem important for you as a new Vultr user, I will show you in this video. So this video is part of a series that I intend to do, and this series is about CyberPanel. So if you want a free control panel, then CyberPanel is free for you to use. And over the next couple of videos, I'm going to show you how you can install, how you can set up CyberPanel on CentOS 8, and then eventually run multiple WordPress websites on your server. So in this video, let's talk about Vultr. And if you're using a different cloud platform and you want to move to Vultr, this video will be very, very helpful for you because you're going to see the difference between Vultr and the platform that you're currently using. So I'm going to show you the dashboard. I'm going to show you how to spin up a server, and anything else that I deem important, I will show you in this video. So first of all, let's look at the prices of what we are interested in. So we are interested in this tutorial in cloud compute. So this is the one that is essentially a VPS. So you can do here you can see cloud compute. That is the one that we're interested in. This is the one with the VPS. And bare metal, this is essentially dedicated servers. If you want your own servers that you install your operating system and you get access to the hardware, you can do that using this. And we also have block storage. This is just storage. If you need extra storage for your VPS or for whatever reason, you can get block storage. And we also have dedicated cloud. So this is more like VPS, but with fewer neighbors. Let's look at the pricing for this, and this is the one we're interested in, cloud compute. And you can see we have two of these. We have the normal compute and high frequency compute. So the difference is performance. This has better performance than this, and I've personally tested this and I can attest to this. This has a much better performance than this. With the normal compute, these are the prices. Just look at them and see which one is within your budget. So you can start small and grow. Just know that you cannot start from here. If you want to host your website online, just start with this at least, because this will not give you an IP4 address, and you need IP4 for almost everything to run your website. If you want to start from a low budget, you can start with this and you can grow from there. However, if you just know what you want and you want to try better performance, you can look at the prices for this. And the prices for this start at $6 a month. You can start with this and you'll see the performance is definitely much better than the one for $5 on the compute side. So if you're choosing a server, you should probably just start with this if you're starting at a lower budget, but you can still choose with the others. The performance difference is negligible if you build a good website. So now we've looked at the price, and if you don't have an account, go ahead and set up your account. And in the description below, I have my affiliate link. And with the affiliate link, currently, you can get $100 credit for signing up. So if you sign up, you're going to get $100 credit. I don't know how long they're going to run the offer, but you can see, you can just click in the description below. And if you get your account and it has the 100 credit, good for you. All right. So if you don't have an account, go ahead and sign up. Go ahead and sign up. If you already have an account, go ahead and log in. So just a warning, I'm going to do everything that I want to do in this one video. So if the video becomes long, just bear with me, because at the end of this video, I want you to understand everything that you want to understand about Vultr. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. So I will log into my account. And you can see I don't have any instances in this account. So the first thing that you're going to need to do as soon as you create your account is you're going to come here under billing and then click on credit card to add a credit card. You can also use a debit card. You need to add at least $10 credit if you want to spin up your server. Okay, so make sure you do that first before you do anything. I remember it was not possible for me to spin up a server without doing that. So you need to add at least $10 credit into your Vultr account. Or if you want to be an affiliate, you can click there and you can become an affiliate. And you can see right now, you can get $10 credit. If you signed up using the link, you got $100 credit. And let's see what else here. And accounts, you can change your account details here. So just come in here and add all your details and information, and then you can change your preferences. Just go in and click all of them. If you want to set up two-factor authentication, click there to add two-factor authentication, and so you can add two-factor authentication, and you can add using Google Authenticator app. You can use backup code. So once you add the Google Authenticator two-factor, make sure you come back and you also add backup codes. So backup codes will help you to log in when you lose your phone or when you reset your phone. So make sure you set up backups and store them so that you can get them later on. So this is also important for security. Make sure you do this. Here on docs, if you need any help, just come here under docs. There are lots of tutorials on Vultr about various things that you may want to do. So just click here. So just come here, click, and you can look at all. You can even request an article. You can look at all the resources that are here for you. All right. So let's go back into products, and this is where you'll be spending most of your time. So all the instances that you set up, they will be listed here. Any type of server that you spin up will be listed here. And let's talk about snapshots. Snapshots, these are backups of your server. So once you set up an instance, you can create a snapshot of it, and then you can use the snapshot to deploy a new server. Just make sure you remember the login details for this, because those are the same details you'll use on the new server. You can also use ISOs. So if you have something that you want to, if you have a specific system that you want to set up, maybe you want to use a custom operating system or a specific operating system for your server, you can add that here. If you have scripts that you want to be run as soon as you set up your server, you can do that here, or when you're setting the server, you can add those scripts here. And DNS, if you want to use Vultr for your DNS, you can do that here. But in the couple of videos that we will be doing about CyberPanel, we're going to use Cloudflare for all our DNS settings. We'll use Cloudflare. So DNS, you can add domain names here, and you'll use Vultr as your DNS provider. And block storage, if you have any block storage that you've bought and you want to add to any of your instances, you can do that here. You can also get block storage, and you saw the prices for that on the pricing page of Vultr. So we also have object storage. So block storage can be used as storage for your instance. Object storage, this can be used for storing. You can use this for storing files. So if you want to store objects and files, you can use object storage, and you can click there to add that. And then firewall, if you want to set up various firewall rules, you want to set up various groups for your server, you can do that here. And for any of these options, if you have more questions, you can just click here, and you can learn more about all these elements which are here. All of them have some help that you can find down here. So as for network, here you can come and you can get more IPs. You can get another IP. And right now we don't have an instance, but as soon as I do, you're going to see that I can add an IP. I can do various things with network on that instance. And load balancers, so you can pay for this. You can add load balancers to your instance. Once you set up an instance, you can just come here, click, and then you can start there. You can click to add load balancer. I think it's about $10 a month, and you're going to see the price of that once we come here under deploying a server. So if you have more questions about that, you can read the frequently asked questions here. All right, so that's pretty much what I want to look at here on the dashboard. And the next thing, of course, let's see how we can spin up our server. So as I said, this video is going to be slightly long because I want to show you everything that I deem is important for you as a new Vultr user. So to deploy your server, you can just come here. You can see the options that you have. You can deploy your server. Let's click on product so you can see we can go back here and you can click here to deploy a new server. Let's go back to product again, and you can see all the options that you have here. These are all the options you have, and you can also click here to view more. So these are basically just quick links for various things you can do. But of course, we're interested in deploying a new server. So once you get here, this is where you'll choose the type of server that you want. You can choose any of this to spin up. All right. So cloud compute is the one that most people use, and this is the one which has always been around. So you can choose cloud compute and you'll see the prices that you have, the packages that you have for the different servers that you choose here. For the server type that you choose, you can choose a different location. And I'm going to talk about how to choose a location in a moment after we're done installing the server. So you can also choose the operating system here. So you can see, depending on the location you choose, you can get different price points. So there are various packages that are not available in certain locations. To Tokyo, you're going to see we don't have the $2.5 and the $3.5 a month packages. And of course, if you want to set up a server and you can pay $6 a month or anything higher, always choose this one. This will give you much better performance. And for this, you only have this option. You can choose all these other locations depending on where you are. And I'm going to show you how you can choose a location. So you can see, depending on the location where you are, you will get the different packages based on where you are. So for this, I want low costs on my server because I won't be using it for anything. I will choose cloud compute, and let's say I will choose Chicago, and then I choose the operating system. So just choose the location based on this. You can drill them down based on that. And then the server type, you can choose 64-bit, 32-bit application, and you can also spin up your server from an uploaded operating system. You can use a snapshot. You can use a backup if you have one. All right. So let's say you want 32-bit. You can choose any of these operating systems. So if you're on a 32-bit system on a low VPS, low resource VPS, you can use a 32-bit system with any of these operating systems. So you can see you don't have a lot of choices. You don't have a lot of choices with the 32-bit. So 64-bit, you can choose 64-bit, and you're going to choose, you can choose 8, you can choose CentOS 8, you can choose CentOS 7 without SE Linux. SE Linux is a security feature in Linux, and sometimes you may have an issue whereby certain applications don't run or have problems running because of SE Linux. So if you try to install anything and it doesn't work, just try to do without SE Linux. Like here, back here, if you try to install Vesta CP and it doesn't install successfully on CentOS 7, you can try to come back here and choose without SE Linux. Now, the beautiful thing about these servers that you deploy is that you can delete them, and you won't be charged for the monthly cost. You'll be charged for the hourly cost. That's one of the reasons why I love using Vultr, and DigitalOcean is also the same way. You can install a server and after 2 hours delete it, and you'll only be charged for the 2 hours, which is normally a very low cost. So choose your operating system here, and for the next couple of videos that I will be doing, I will use CentOS 8 to install cYberPanel. So for here, let's choose CentOS 8. So click there and choose the operating system that you want to use. I will choose CentOS. Let me choose CentOS 7. So before I even move on to the costs, you see you can also spin up applications. So maybe you want to install CentOS Web Panel. It will automatically get installed for you on CentOS 7. If you want to spin up cPanel, this comes with $17 a month cost. So you can spin up and it will be installed on CentOS 7. any of these other applications that you want to automatically install along with your server, you can do that as well. All right, you can upload, and if you have anything uploaded in your library and you saw how to do that under your products, under your product settings, there was a setting about ISO. You can upload your operating system in advance, and then come here and install your server from that operating system. And you can also set up your spin up a server from your snapshot. For me, I want CentOS 8. Let me choose CentOS 7. Let me just choose CentOS 6 to save time in spinning up the server. And we've chosen everything there. Location. What else? So server size, let's say we choose the $5. And you can choose any of this depending on the amount of power that you want. And always remember, if you want something that's more powerful, just choose this option. Okay, so that's that. And then, of course, you want to enable IPv6. You can enable automatic backups, $1 a month. But you can also do this here. The beautiful thing about this is that you can respin the server from a backup. If you have any issues, you can just respin an initial version of the server from a backup. You can enable DDoS protection, $10 a month, right there. Startup script. If you want to work with the startup script, you can install that there in your settings. If you come here under products and then you go to scripts, you can add a script that you want to automatically run with the installation process, and then you can add SSH keys. And in a couple of videos, I'm going to show you how you can set up SSH key login so that you can log in with your SSH instead of logging in with your password. And we're going to disable the root password as the root user as well, so that we can improve security for our server. And you're going to see how to do that when we get to those videos. So this is the longest video I will do. The next videos, I will do them in very short bursts of videos. So server name, of course, you need to give your server a name. And for this, give this a fully qualified domain name or a fully qualified subdomain name. So in most cases, you're going to use a subdomain name, and you can use something. If your website is bizanosa.com, you can use something like panel23.bizanosa.com as your host name. So for this, let me use something like panel. So there we go. That's our server host name and the server label. So make sure you use a fully qualified domain name there or subdomain name. And how many servers do you want to spin up? Maybe you want to spin up lots of servers with the same settings. You can choose the number of settings that you want to, the number of servers that you want to spin up. So for me, I want to spin up just the one, and then I'm just going to click on deploy. Once you confirm that all your settings are what you chose earlier, okay, make sure that everything is as you chose earlier, and then click on deploy. So you can see the server is getting installed, and just give it a moment to finish the installation process. So you can see you're charged on an hourly basis. So even if you spin up the server for 10 minutes, you'll only be charged for the short amount of time you've used it. So you can see that's your IP address. You can just copy your IP address there. If you click there, it will copy your IP address. That's your username root. And in a couple of videos, I'm going to show you how to disable this for security reasons. And then this is your password. So at some point, we're also going to disable password login. And I'm going to do that in a couple of videos. So for now, you can use this to log in and set up your server. If you know how to do these things like logging into your server, you can just stop watching the video now, because that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to show you how you can log in. If you're on Windows, I'm going to show you how you can log in using Party. If you're on Ubuntu, I'm also going to show you how you can log in. You just SSH into the root plus the server IP. So this tutorial, I'm doing it on Windows. The next couple of videos that follow, I will be doing those on Ubuntu, because it's just much easier to work with the terminal, because I can copy and paste things back and forth on Ubuntu much better than I can do on Party. Right, so once you log in, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can choose a location for your server. let's say that I'm on Ubuntu. First of all, for the Ubuntu guys, very fast. Let's say I'm on Linux, which I'm not. And let's say this was terminal. Let's just assume this was terminal, which it is not. To log into my server, I would just SSH into the server. And just with that, once I type enter, I will be asked for my password. And you know, this is not recognized in Windows. So if you're on Ubuntu, that's how you log in. So if you're on Windows, you're going to need PuTTY. On Windows, you're going to need PuTTY. So the first thing, let's download PuTTY. Just go online and Google PuTTY. Download PuTTY. And you can click there, putty.org, download PuTTY. And we want to download this, so just click there. And it will take you to this. So download it from this website. And of course, we want everything that comes with PuTTY. So we will install the 64-bit system, the 64-bit one. This comes with everything. So with this, you'll install PuTTyGen, and all these others. So PuTTyGen, that's the one we're going to use to generate SSH keys. And when you get there, I'm going to show you how to set up SSH, even if you're on Windows. I'm also going to show you how to set up SSH login if you're on Ubuntu. I mean Linux, or any version of Linux, but I will be using Ubuntu. So I don't know whether I have PuTTY installed. Let me just check that. All right, I do have PuTTY installed. So just click there, open PuTTY. And the first thing I want to do is you need to add the host name. So I'll paste the host name. The host name is your IP address, and password. I will copy the password. I don't know whether I'll be able to. Yeah, I'll be able to paste on PuTTY on Windows. On Ubuntu, you won't be able to paste using PuTTY. There's a PuTTY version for Ubuntu, but you won't be able to paste. So there I have host name. What else do I need here? You can save this so that you don't have to type this every time. You don't have to paste that every time. And I will save this as, I just save it as new trial. And once I give it a name, I can save, right? So next time if I want to log in, I'll just click there, and I will click on load, and it will load the IP address for me, and I can log in. Once I enter the IP address, I'll click on open, and it's going to open this window for us, and it's going to tell you that, yeah, we don't recognize this server. Okay, this computer does not recognize this server, but we don't really care because we know that it's a new server and it is our server. So log in as root, give in your username, log in as root, and then your root password. Copy that from there. Where is PuTTY? So if I want to paste, I don't know how to paste in. Is it usually right click, enter? Okay, left click. Good. Yeah. So is this right or left? If I right click, you can paste. Okay. Right click, you will paste. Left click, you'll copy. That is on PuTTY on Windows. On Ubuntu, I usually do Control-Shift-V, Control-Shift-P, and so that's how to log into your server. Okay, so you can start setting up things. So I think I installed Ubuntu 7. Which Ubuntu is here? No, I installed CentOS 7, right? No, CentOS 6. So I installed CentOS 6. So let's see if CentOS 6, I can update it using yum. All right, so that's how you can work with your operating system. That's how you can work with your server, how you can log in if you're on Windows. So that's basically everything I wanted to do. But before I end the video, the last thing I want to do is I just want to give you an advice on how you can choose a location for your server. Let's go to Vultr. .com. So if you want to choose a location for your VPS, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, my visitors, where are they located? If they're located where you are, then you can do a setting based off of where you are. If you're creating a website for your country, you can test the speeds for the locations based on where you are, and this is how you do it. So let's come here. Let's see, is it under features? Yeah, here. Yeah, under features, just come here under data center locations. This entirely depends on where you are. Make sure that you're testing based on where you are or where your customers are. So if your customers are in a different place and you are in a different place, you can try and use a VPN to put you in that location. So let's start with Paris. We can test the one in Paris. So just copy this, paste, and then run test. So take a note of these numbers here. Okay, the lower they are, the better. So take a note of these numbers. That was a test in Paris. Let's do a test in Seattle. If we do a test for Seattle, I can copy that and then paste and then run the test. Okay, so nothing is happening. Let me just refresh the page. So apparently if I click on it, it will automatically get pasted inside there. So I will run the test. And you can see these are the results that I'm getting. So the lower these are, wherever these are lower, choose that location. Okay, so that's basically a quick way for you to choose a location for your server. So in this video, you've seen how you can work with Vultr. If you're new to Vultr, you've seen how you can set up your server, how you can find your way around the admin dashboard. So if you're using a different hosting platform, you can see what you have with Vultr versus what you have where you currently are. And if you want to move, then you can set up your server. In the description below, if you want to set up a new server, you can use the promo link which is below, and you'll get $100 credit. I don't know how long the offer is going to run. Just click and see if the offer is still available for you. All right, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, feel very free to let me know. In the next couple of videos, I will be doing different server setups just to show you how you can set up the CentOS 8 and then install CyberPanel. And then finally, you're going to see how you can install different WordPress websites on your server, and we're going to use Cloudflare. So for the couple of videos, you're going to use Cloudflare, CyberPanel, and CentOS 8 and Vultr. So if that's something that's of interest to you, make sure you stay alert, because I will be uploading those videos in future, and I will make sure they're very short videos. They will not be as long as this one. I wanted to do a Vultr tutorial in one video. That's why this video is this long, but the next couple of videos will be much shorter. And that's it for this video. I will see you next time. If you have any questions, feel very free to let me know. See you next time.